13, B-A-H-M. Baham.
Welcome to the 2018 NWAC Championship here at the Walt Price Fitness Center at Everett Community College. Scott Oshman, Mike Buchholz with you. Mike, good morning. It is an early start here for the women's side. We have Centralia, the Trailblazers, the number 3 seed in the West Division, versus Columbia Basin Hawks out of the East Division, the number 2 seed. Mike, again, it's a little early morning for some hoops.
It is. I got revenge on the neighborhood rooster. I honked when I went by and woke him up. So he's been waking me up all this time, but a little revenge. I'm not used to getting up this early, but I'm awake. I've had my coffee. Playoffs are starting, and as a coach, I've had some of these early morning games. So here we are. We're ready to go. Yeah,
talking to, again, his second year, Caleb Sells, the head coach for Centralia. I congratulated him before the game. He got these women, up early. He said he actually came down around 6:30 to get coffee and breakfast, and he said that the ladies were already down there having breakfast.
That's great, and sometimes what coaches will do is when they find out that they have, after the draw, that they have the early game, then what they will do is they'll schedule those early morning practices, much to the delight of the college students
and that's
players.
That's exactly what he's done. They've been practicing at 6:15 in the morning, and so they actually felt like today they got to sleep in a little bit.
That's good, and they're going to need all that they can do as they're taking on Columbia Basin. They're going to need everything that they can to try to hold down the fort against this magnificent Columbia Basin Hawks team.
Yeah, you talked to Zach Wild in his first year here. They're the 2nd seed, 12-4 in league, 21-8 overall. And they have been here 19 times. They've won this 4 times, the entire tournament. Last time in 2014. What did Zach Wild have to say?
Well, he was very happy that the coach, Cheryl Holden, who was the coach when they won those championships, has joined him on the bench. And so, he's trying to keep his composure and stuff, maybe trying to wake up here a little bit. But he said his team's going to be ready to go.
Outstanding as we get ready for our first of the Sweet 16, the NWAC 2018 Basketball Championships. And we'll be back with the tip-off and more right after this.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you, for them, Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
As certified jumpers, divers, and survival experts, Special Forces are dropped behind enemy lines to train foreign fighters, carry out covert missions, or prevent future conflicts. These soldiers live for the challenge, highly trained and highly intelligent. Special Forces soldiers are the best of the best.
We know you're more than a number, more than living paycheck to paycheck. You're a multitasking life engineer, full of experience. That's why you belong here, where you'll find more one-on-one attention from faculty, with programs that can lead to in-demand jobs, and the support you need to get where you want to go, all at an affordable price. Get started now. Edmonds Community College, edcc.edu.
Just finishing up a great rendition of the national anthem. Glad you're with us here. Centralia, the Trailblazers, the Blazers taking on Columbia Basin Hawks in the first game of this NWAC 2008 championship. Streaming live here from Everett Community College in the Walt Price Fitness Center. Scott Oshman, Mike Buchholz, and we're just about ready to go as you're going to see the starting lineups.
And it looks like Centralia is going to be without their leading scorer and rebounder still, Kylie Smith, who is, Scott, you were saying she missed the last 7 games. And you have to give credit to Centralia for a 15-12 record playing the last 7 games without their leading scorer and rebounder, Kylie Smith from Battleground, a 6-footer. So they've got the work cut out for them. If they win this game, it'll be a huge upset.
Kayla Howard, number 14, you see come out. The Centralia Blazers in their dark uniforms here, as you see, coming out. Jody Lancaster, 5'7", freshman. They've got all kinds of weapons, and when talking about, Mike, from head coach Caleb Sells for Centralia, it's always fun in tournament play when you get contrasting styles. And the Trailblazers, they want to slow the pace down, and CBC, they want to run.
And it's a difficult thing to try to slow down a team. Usually if you're a running team, you have superior quickness. There are some ways that you can do that. One that I used to try to employ was to show what was called a soft press, meaning you play zone defense, but you extend out to try to take time off the 30-second clock. The goal being that you want the other team to get into their offense with about 20 seconds to go into that 30-second clock instead of having the full 30. That being, it's harder to do than just talking about
yes,
it.
It is.
But then the other portion of that is that you also want to use a lot of the 30-second clock and try to work for a really great shot, making the other team play defense. Concept is basically to try to shorten the game, keep the score in the low 50s if you can.
You see now Columbia Basin, the Hawks, their starting lineup. And speaking of that pace, they score almost 70 points a game. So they like to run and gun. And one of the great athletes we'll see out here, Alexis Castro, averaging 17+ a game. They can shoot from anywhere.
And Castro also leads the team in assists, so everything somewhat starts with her. She's the Russell Wilson, so to speak, of the team. And if you could do some things to try to limit Castro from controlling the tempo of the game, that will also help. But I'd be less than honest if I didn't say that Centralia really has their work cut out for them today.
Yes, they do. The Hawks, last year, they got to the Elite Eight. They lost to Skagit Valley in this tournament right here last year. The Centralia Trailblazers, they came first round, first-year head coach. Like we're talking about last year, they met Bellevue. They were up 14 at half, and then they dropped the first round there to the Bellevue team and were turned away and had to get sent home. So second year here for Caleb and Zach Wild, his first year here for the Hawks in their light blue uniforms, and we're ready for some basketball.
Centralia wearing their black uniforms with the navy blue numbers, fortunately outlined in that Vegas gold so you can see them a little bit, but we do have a good crow's nest view here.
And Centralia will start this contest, and we're off. Sweet 16. It's not a double elimination tournament anymore here at the NWAC. You win, you go on, you lose, you go home, and it starts it off. And that's Claybrooks.
Nice job as Centralia comes down, plays 4 out and 1 post player. And the post player was able to get the ball. Claybrooks make a nice move, left-handed off the glass.
Swinging around up front now, bottom, 13 on the shot clock, spin it out. 3 ball, right side, not there. And that was Feander Aspen letting it go, and here come the Blazers.
Blazers playing 2-3 zone and ended up with the air ball trying to throw it back inside there again.
Good rebound, but picked the pocket. Here comes the Hawks. He's got a straight up shoot, this one doesn't go either. And that's Castro we were speaking about, Mike.
And just quickly, nobody else touched the ball, came down and launched a shot. Centralia trying to slow things down, making a little bit too long of a pass the last time.
Good hustle play there. Claybrooks ends up with it, and Centralia get. But you see the fast shot for the Hawks when they came down. Here's Howard comes out with it, can't make it. Here comes the Hawks one more time. Castro, speedy. Dumps it down low, little 5-6 footer, and it finally goes, and the Hawks are on the board with Sarah Ramirez for a shot.
Showing their quickness as got out, filled the lanes, and rushing it a little bit and just losing the handle, going the other way. Centralia bothered a little bit by the quickness, but still tied at 2.
8:12 left to go in this first quarter. Our officials, Gary Browning, Taylor Mink, and Maggie Sperlin today for this ball game. 1 of 32 on the docket here at NWAC Sports and STSBN. CBC out front. Castro tries to get it in. Now they pop it out. Long range shot there for Graham Bernisto. And here once again is Centralia.
Courtney Kemble with the good rebound on the zone defense for Centralia there.
Kemble does a deep 3 left, not there. Castro with a rebound. Here they come. Dumps it, and I was wondering if we get the call, and the charge call is what happens there, and it'll be Centralia's ball. Just a little too quick.
Well, one of the things that she did was she jumped in the air to pass, which we used to call that a basketball sin. And she did that and was out of control, and the Centralia player held her ground and took the charge, and it's a turnover.
That foul, Isabella Elwood, her first, just in the beginning moments here. Tied 2-2. Centralia with the ball, and Castro goes down on the floor. She gets back up, and here she comes. Always feeling better with the ball in your hand.
Yeah, it looked like a little soccer flop there for a moment with the pain, and all of a sudden there she is, full tilt boogie down the other way.
Trouble. Out top now, Kao Sabine. Back outside, Castro. She is the general here. Inside, 10 on the shot clock. Too much, fight for the rebound, and Kemble comes up with it.
Columbia Basin doing what they needed to do, got the ball to the high post area against that zone, but they've got to finish that.
Going down low, inside, pop it out. Turns. Kleemeyer there trying. There's a stop, pop and drop. Right there, Feander Aspen with 2 points, and now the Hawks up by 2.
And Columbia Basin passing the ball ahead, found Aspen open on the wing as she filled the lane.
Graham Bernisto with a good defensive steal there. Quick pass inside. Sabine, and she'll go to the line.
And I was going to say, there's a little bit of contact there. The referee does make the foul call, and as you mentioned, the quick passing against that zone, Columbia Basin doing a good job of running cutters down the lane and moving the ball. Got a chance for 3 the old-fashioned way here.
Claybrooks for Centralia hit with that foul. And here is Sabine Kao on the line. 52.3% free throw shooter here through the season. She misses that.
She was one of the few seniors on the Woodinville team last year, and Woodinville back at state this year. That's a good program down there.
Absolutely. Centralia down low. Claybrooks. She drives hard to the basket, but to no avail.
And they just called that a turnover. It was going to be close to an offensive foul.
I thought it might be, but I was waiting. They didn't call it.
Well, that's a good non-call. Just, try not to pile
5:45 left, yes. Couldn't thread the needle. Centralia here with the steal as they set it up. Claybrooks drives, tough right-hander. Defended well. Hawks. Not quite there. Back over to Castro.
Yeah, that was actually Kemble. It was Claybrooks with the rebound.
Okay.
I like Claybrooks in there. She's got quick feet for a tall young lady.
There's a Ramirez shot, rims out.
Good,
up front, yes.
Good pressure man-to-man defense by Columbia Basin.
There's a deep shot by Courtney Kemble.
And you can see so far that Columbia Basin trying to run fast, force a fast tempo, but so far Centralia doing a pretty good job of slowing things down here.
Hawks up by 1. Nice move right into the paint, in and out. Those defensive rebounds serving well for the Trailblazers so far here, Mike.
Yeah, calls the Diaz off the dribble. Nice move, but again, the open shots just not going down so far for Columbia Basin.
Another deep 3, front rim, and they immediately go back into defensive transition there.
Yeah, long rebounds on the deep 3. They did a good job of stopping the quick shot by Columbia Basin.
Castro slices. And now back out. They think about it. And Sabine, couple steps, and it'll go back over to the Trailblazers with 4:06 left to go. Our first under 5 media timeout. And we talk about Clark College. Clark College in Vancouver, Washington is enrolling for winter quarter. Whether you want to advance your career, complete a degree, or earn your high school diploma, Clark College can help you reach more.
At Clark College down in Vancouver.
I am strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud.
And be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
Back here, Scott Oshman, Mike Buchholz here at the NWAC Championship. We're in play, and a nice press there is Columbia Basin has a 1-point lead here in the first quarter of this Sweet 16.
Centralia did not handle that very well as they only had one person to inbound to, and she was double teamed. Nobody else came to help, and consequently that led to a turnover.
Castro looking for somebody in the inbound.
Still a 2-3 zone by Centralia.
Back outside, here's Castro. Drives, then the dish, and the finish. Well played there.
Weak side guard did not drop down to help. Good find by Castro. Nice assist there.
Ramirez puts it in for her in the early going. Deep three-corner pocket. Hawks with the rebound. Pushing.
Nice skip pass there against the zone.
Castro looking, swinging around. Back outside, Sarah Ramirez. Sabine. And they tried to make a good move with her back to the basket there, but caught for traveling. It'll be Centralia ball.
Yeah, it was Sarah Ramirez as she got in there and just lost her balance a little bit. Nice pass again. Columbia Basin getting into the paint.
Lancaster pops it out. Howard not there. Here come the Hawks one more time.
And I would say that's an ill-advised shot. If you want to slow down the tempo, one pass in a three-point play, that's going to lead to trouble at the other end in general.
Sabine Kao there, a tough shot in traffic, and here comes Centralia. Still 8-5. Columbia Basin with the early lead here. There's another turnover, and here comes a quick Kao. Another, look at that Euro step, love it. Centralia, though, on the pickup.
Unable to finish, but KO, nice job on the post defense as she came around from the backside, stepped into the lane and got the steal.
Seeing the dribble work and footwork of Joni Lancaster, the 5'7" freshman. Now back outside. Howard. Not enough. Good rebound there. Back up and in. And that's Elwood, Isabella Elwood, the 5'9" freshman.
Yeah, out of Adna, nice job as she got good position on the weak side off the miss and put it back in off the glass.
Only averages a little under 5 points a game, but a good pickup now within 1.
Still staying with that 2-3 zone.
Castro looking for a slice there, and there's Sabine out off the mark, and another chance here for Centralia to come and take the lead.
And a little bit of case of the morning blues here so far for Columbia Basin. They're playing good defense, but having a tough time trying to finish at the offensive end.
Going low, now pop it back out. Lancaster. 8 on the shot clock. Back out, Lancaster, 3. Oh, and it goes in off the top, though.
Not going to count.
No, it isn't.
Hit the support, and Centralia trying to spread the court and running that the shark, as it was called, where every player is taking their turn trying to dribble in. If they get cut off, kicking it back out.
Some substitutions here on both sides with 1:22 left to go in this first quarter. NWAC championship, just the start here. Our first matchup. And great denied defense back out Centralia. Here is Lancaster. One-on-one goes up, no foul, and she drops it.
And Centralia now takes the lead by 1 off of the transition they run themselves. Good defense, so get the fast break off the turnover.
There's a deep 3, Castro, but a rebound here. Hosfeld in the ball game. Castro.
And Centralia doing a good job so far of getting their hands in the passing lane, playing what's called half a player down on the post, and the entry passes are going to the defensive half of the post player. You have half a player to throw it to. You want to throw it away from that defender, but Centralia, again, slapping the ball out of bounds, hand in the passing lane.
47.4 seconds left. Castro will get a breather and see what the Hawks here can come up with on this possession here to close out the first quarter. They spin it around. Kalzad comes in. There's a shot, big rebound, and they come back out with it. 31 on the shot clock, 20 or the game board, 24 on the shot clock.
And that was good defense by Centralia, but you have to corral that rebound on the miss, or you find yourself playing defense for an extended period of time. But Columbia Basin comes back, and happy feet turn it over with the travel.
Centralia will get a shot to get that last look here of the first quarter. Some press. Lancaster with the ball. 14 left to go in the first quarter. Down low.
Calls Diaz, she plays some nice denial defense out there for Columbia Basin.
Deep 3, not there. Kleemeyer there with the shot, and that'll finish the first quarter. 8-9 Centralia, they crawl back and they take the lead heading into the second quarter.
And one of the things that does is gives the Trailblazers some hope. And so when you have hope, your tendency is that you're going to continue to play hard. They're doing a good job so far.
See back if we're going to stay here or we're going to go for a break. We're going to start here with a quick read here, Mike, about Everett Community College, where the fantastic facilities were here. So EVCC trivia time. Why do 19,000 students choose Everett Community College every year? You know the answer, Mike? Time's up.
No.
Because at Everett, at EVCC, the faculty, they know your name and care about your future, and that's absolutely true. Register now for spring classes at everettcc.edu.
I thought you were going to hit me with some sports trivia there, so I was all ready to go, and all of a sudden you asked me about the...
Not bad.
at the University of California.
Really?
He
Cal
did.
Bears.
Yep.
Back out here. Scott Oshman, Mike Buchholz with you here as the Hawks, the Columbia Basin Hawks, try to recapture the lead as they start the second quarter. There's a block inside on Hosfeld.
Yeah, Jamie Conley getting her hand on that shot as Centralia still staying in that 2-3 zone, but now they turn the ball over.
Well, they can turn it over as well. Graham Bernisto here with the ball. Back out. Theander.
And one thing you have noticed is that Columbia Basin has now settled down and are running their half-court offense and taking the time off the clock. So Centralia has done a good job of controlling the tempo.
Great anticipation. Here comes Lancaster. Yes! What a great play there, right in the lane.
Stepped into the passing lane on the skip pass, went for the layup, avoided the run by Castro and laid it in. And there's another steal by Centralia, but the call's going to go against them. And I'll tell you what, number 20 for Centralia.
Yeah, Devontae Kleemeyer.
Looking a little gobsmacked out there as she stepped in the lane and got the steal, and apparently
she also got the foul.
I'm not sure where the foul was, but she had a good hold of the basketball, that's for sure.
Hawks coming off a great season, the number 2 seed in the East Division. There's a deep three.
And again, another rebound gets away.
Calzadias there for the three, Mike. Sorry.
So it's a team rebound. I thought it looked like Centralia hit it out, but full court pressure again, and that has created some trouble for the guards of Centralia. They may wear down as the game goes on.
Back out, Centralia. Back inside, Claybrooks. She gets right on the block and she puts it through. And for a Majestic Claybrooks.
Yeah, and she's a left-hander, and oftentimes left-handed players, it's you're not typically used to guarding somebody who's got the real strong left hand. Got down on the block, 45-degree angle off the glass. Nice job on the post-up.
And Trailblazers now up 13-8. Coming in as the 3rd seed out of that West Division. Deep three ball, called bank, but not there. Good rebound here, Connolly.
Centralia basically running Columbia Basin running the high-low against that 2-3 zone. They haven't been able to finish much inside, and now a foul is called on Monica Calzadias as she continues to apply pressure on the Centralia guard.
Calzadias in there. That'll be her first foul.
And Castro returns from a bit of a break on the bench.
Howard back in, number 14 with the ball for Centralia. Spins, looking, now she's in trouble. And they turn it over as she looks to her head coach, Caleb Sales.
Yeah, dribbled down, got herself kind of into no man's land, and good denial defense as Columbia Basin has been doing that. Nobody to pass to, picked up her dribble and couldn't go anywhere. That's called being dead on the court when you can't move anywhere, and excellent denial, 5-second count.
KO tries to get it in. It's tapped out of bounds. It'll stay Hawks ball underneath the basket. And there is Alexis Castro, the 5'3" freshman. She's been outstanding all season here in this opener. She finds her big down low. Not there for Baham.
That actually worked out for Centralia as they set up. They were playing a 1-4 zone defense that time. I think one of the players was unaware that she was supposed to be out top, but it worked out for him.
Kleemeyer the other way draws the whistle as she works the right side of the block, and she'll head to the free throw line. 71% from the stripe this year.
And I'll tell you what, Columbia Basin, they need to have somebody come up and take some of the plastic wrap off of that hoop down there, because they cannot get anything to drop, as they haven't scored here for several minutes. They had the lead, and now they're down 14-8.
That one rolls out. The foul there on Sabine Kao, her first for the Hawks. And here comes Kao. And she drives right into the paint, and she can't believe it.
Well, one of the things she did was up faked, and the player went up in the air, and she leaned into that player and stepped in. So I think Kao is in just a little bit of foul. That's her second foul.
But very quick, too, here in the second quarter. 6:52 left to go in this first contest here, the 2018 championship. What a move there by Centralia, by Kleemeyer, but she won't get the bucket.
Yeah, she got called for travel, and again, the key for Centralia down at the other end is to share the basketball. I don't get the sense that they're a particularly good one-on-one team, especially with a lot of help defense, so they need to pass and move away from the ball.
Castro trying to get something going. It just dribbles out. Big rebound there, Kleemeyer. She gets it off to Joni Lancaster. They're making Lancaster work, bringing it down the court, and as you said, Mike, that could wear down the road on these Centralia players.
It does, as I remember coaching against legendary coach from Meaderdale, Karen Blair, and we used to talk to her about her defensive philosophy, and she said, we're going to put a body on you, and we're going to wear you down. So Columbia Basin taking a page out of that textbook.
Kleemeyer working the top of the circle, fakes it, goes all the way in, and she gets it. What a move.
It was a no-help defense that time, and she kept her composure. A better job, stayed under control that time, no help, and got the nice layup.
Averaging 10-plus a game. Here come the Hawks trying to crawl back now. 3-ball deep from Castro, and another big rebound here for the Blazers.
And you see Centralia starting to play with some confidence here, and
great look. She dribble drives and pushes out, and it goes.
And again, the confidence, the help defense, and Coach Wild is going to take a timeout as he is now down 11 points.
Courtney Kemble, her second triple, Mike, from beyond the arc.
Good penetration and kick out to the open shooter as trying to make Columbia Basin pay for that help defense.
Back with more right after this.
There is no obstacle an engineer can't tackle, build around, or blow up. Skilled and versatile, these soldiers pave the way, building fortifications, detecting and destroying mines, or restoring electricity after a natural disaster. Nothing stands in the way of a guard engineer.
Roller Derby to Snohomish County. Tickets for Jet City's 11th season are now available with doubleheader bouts at Edmonds Community College, featuring a family-friendly environment and a beer garden. So find a skater handing out flyers to receive a discount off entry to the next bout. Jet City Roller Girls, check it out.
Well, let's see what adjustments Coach Wild has trying to give to his team as Columbia Basin settling down, trying to run their zone offense, and a nice job of matching up on the defensive end here by Centralia.
Deep going in, but great interior defense all game long so far. Castro goes right back to the well, though, and a nice put off the glass there down low for the Hawks. is the first. Only 52 from the line. Having struggled a little bit here from the free throw line. 19-12 Centralia up with 2:47 left in the second quarter.
Well, you can see a little bit of the frustration setting in on Columbia Basin as Centralia has done a good job with their half-court defense, and there's there's been some. That was an interesting throw in there.
Yeah, it was.
So
a little dicey.
And there's another offensive foul.
Oh
my.
no, they're going to call.
Oh my, and I think
Castro.
And Castro was there. She did not make contact as Lancaster again taking that offhand and shoving off. So
second on Alexis Castro. Fourth team foul for Columbia Basin.
Coach Wild with the how can you call that?
Yeah.
There's almost another one right there. Lancaster doing her best, but there's all kinds of pressure on her out top.
Howard back in. Nice over the top. Interior pass and a good finish there.
Elwood.
By Elwood.
Down on the right block, a little lob pass. I get the sense that Lancaster not really used to necessarily playing point guard, but once she gets down into the half-court offense, certainly made a nice entry pass there.
Out front here, the Hawks. Deep three by Castro. Spins off. Saved out of bounds, and here comes Lancaster.
And KO got away with a little bit of push on the rebound there, and that would have been her third, but no call is made.
Back out front. Howard trying to get in it, but she is stolen away, and here all alone in the layup. Great defense there.
Castro staying down low, not a tall young lady, using her size to the advantage down low where the dribble is. Actually, that was
Graham Bernisto, yeah.
Graham Bernisto, quick feet down there and read the dribble perfectly and picked the pocket, went for the layup.
21-15. Centralia been in control. There's a turnover, and the Hawks want to run.
Had a player wide open on the left, missed her.
Down low.
That being Castro's wide open. Instead, they go for the turnover.
Great defense down low again as Bayham tries to go up underneath the hoop. And here comes Lancaster and the Trailblazers.
Trying to run a little bit of the weave here, trying to peel the defenders off, and just having a tough time doing that.
Kemble finds Lancaster, and Joni, the bucket and one.
As Lancaster used her body very well, shielded off from the left side. That helped defense of Columbia Basin, but nice finish by Lancaster there.
See who they charged the foul with, waiting for the board. We'll have to see, I guess, later here as we get things at Everett Community College as Lancaster hits it.
Yeah, Lancaster's going to need some help here bringing the ball up, as they have just been all over her on the defensive end. She's done a very credible job so far. 9-point lead still for Centralia.
Down low, they double. Not there. Back out with the rebound, deep. And she flushes it. Graham Bernisto gets the Hawks back in, 24-18, the closing seconds of the second quarter.
Yeah, and didn't rush the three-point shot that time. Got a really good look.
Kemble back out. Lancaster deep three, she answers!
Lancaster starting to feel the offensive rhythm there.
Yeah. Last shot, it will not go. But a little spurt here by the Hawks, but it is answered quickly. 27-18 at halftime. We'll be back with more in a second here. We'll be back with more right after this.
I am strong. I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination. Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership. I want to make my team and family proud.
and be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
I'm Danny Horton, and I'm an STCU member. The windstorm of 2015, who doesn't remember that? Had no power, were the heaters, the horse trough was a 600-pound block of ice. STCU stepped up. I went straight down. I got the loan I needed. If it hadn't been for STCU and the ability to provide everything I needed, where would I have been? I'm Danny Horton, and STCU is here for good.
All right. They'll tell us when we're back on, and then we'll.
Okay.
All right, well, come on in here, I guess. Apparently, we're going to do this. We're actually going to be on the air.
Oh, fun. Do you want to be in the middle?
Come on in. You got to act like we like each other.
George, what?
Right
You're facing the camera.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
Jeez.
Stotler, right?
Yeah.
All right. Someone maybe tell if we're on or not. Okay. Jordan Stotler, Taylor. Umpqua the Riverhawks. Now, you guys have had an unbelievable season. We're going to start with you. You kind of get, not complacent, but you guys have just rocked and rolled. I mean, 15-1, 28-1. You don't know what losing is like.
Well, not really, but kind of after the lane loss. But it motivates us to keep going and to do what we did for 27 games. So.
That's right. So, Jordan, Taylor, talk to you. Peninsula. Sometimes the old adage, right? It's not who you play, it's when you play them. Peninsula, Allison Crum, she's been here before. She's won the championship. What's your legendary coach talking to you about and preparing for this next Sweet 16 matchup we have at 10 a.m.?
Well, all the teams here are super good. You have to come prepared.
Yep.
You can't overlook anybody. So that's kind of our focus right now, is just making sure we're taking it one game at a time.
And so, Taylor and Jordan here, what is the biggest secret sauce here for the Riverhawks this year? Obviously, the chemistry. You guys can score almost anywhere from the court. You can play different types of games. What Jordan, I'll go to you. What's the key here to keep the mojo?
Well, basically, it's just to talk, because we can go inside or outside, but our main focus this year is just to go inside. But if we don't have it inside, then we'll kick it out, because we have some really great shooters as well. But it's just to talk, just to see what we have open.
All right. We excited here? The Sweet 16, the championship.
Yes.
You guys are the #1 seed, the odds-on favorite.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's a lot of pressure, but it's really fun. I'm excited.
All right. Well, come up. You'll see that game here on STSBN and NWAC Sports at 10 a.m. The Umpqua Riverhawks and the Peninsula Pirates. More at halftime here. Centralia 27, Columbia Basin 18 after this.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal. And then when you accomplish it, that's the best feeling in the world.
Once you tap into that, I think you're unstoppable.
Okay, here with Peninsula Pirates, our second matchup here. You guys get the Umpqua Riverhawks, Yamile Rodriguez, Tiffany Smith here. A little early morning ball. Right, Tiffany?
Yeah.
It's no problem for you.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Yamile, we'll start with you. Now, you guys have a tough task here. The Riverhawks have kind of been running the table here, the #1 seed. But I talk to them, and it's not sometimes who you play, it's when you play them. And Allison Crumbs, and you guys know how to play big-time tournament basketball. Yamile, I'll start with you. What's the mentality here coming in to the tournament?
Just staying focused and stick to like our main task that we've been practicing this entire week, and just to get after it as a team, but stay together. Like, don't break apart. You know, just do it together, win or lose.
There you go. Tiffany, anything, if you've watched the scouting and what you kind of see, what are the things you want to try and get done today to kind of hold off here the Riverhawks and, you know, Jordan, Stotler, and all the great players they have?
Yeah, we're going to focus on mostly clogging up the middle, getting out in transition. You know, they're big posts and they're slow, so small, short guards, we got to get up the floor, get some layups in, clog up the middle.
You're going to pick some pockets today?
Yeah.
That's right. You're going to get down.
Defense. Steals.
That's right. Steals down by their ankles, huh?
Yeah.
That's
as soon as they drop it on the floor, that's ours.
That's yours. All right. So you guys have had kind of a tough season, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look at the score or look at the wins and losses, not something Allison would want, right? Or you guys would want. But you feel like you're playing together in the best basketball of the season?
Yeah, definitely.
It was a struggle at the beginning, just chemistry, I would say, because we had more new players coming in than we had returners. So just meshing and playing together, I think that was our biggest struggle. But we got it now, so.
No problem. All right, 10 a.m. It's the Peninsula Pirates against the Umpqua Riverhawks. Yamile, right? Yamile. See, this is good for me. This is good practice. Yamile Rodriguez, Tiffany Smith, thank you so much for coming up, and we look forward to watching you play.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be back with more. It's halftime here at Centralia.
Also, which is a tough chore against this Columbia Basin team. So we'll see what sort of adjustments have been made here.
Start of the second half. Scott Oshman, Mike Buchholz with you. And Lancaster again having issues. To the credit there of these scrappy guards for the Hawks. Gran Bernardo will pick up a foul, her first, and just the start of the second half.
Yeah, keeping the pressure on, and let's see if obviously the task is to try to wear Lancaster down. So far, doing a good job. Not always necessarily pretty, but she's battling out there and leads the way with 10 points. Give me a travel on that call.
Kleemeyer moving a little too fast there as she drives the lane. She kind of got hot there the end of the first half. And here come the Hawks.
Well, it's not the defense that's hurting the Hawks. It's the offensive end. They've been unable to really find any consistency against this 2-3 zone. Centralia doing a good job of matching up, and their interior defense has been stellar.
Swinging it out, 12 on the shot clock, and another errant pass, but great anticipation. They're getting in those lanes, those passing lanes, Mike, and Centralia has been outstanding here in the first half and the beginning of the second.
And look at Lancaster, just with a little bit of push off there, trying to create some space.
Kleemeyer shoots it and misses, and here come the Hawks one more time. She wants a three deep, and she gets it. And there's Castro, Alexis.
And a couple of ill-advised shots there, I think, by Kleemeyer.
KO, her first bucket, and all of a sudden 27-23 in the press paying off early. Great look there by Kleemeyer. Back out, Kemble, three ball. Got it.
And well done after a couple of turnovers by Centralia to bounce back, pass up the floor, get a good look, and bury the three.
Kemble's third of the contest so far. She can hit beyond the arc. Drives, good dish. KO again will head to the line. Just a heady play. You see where Castro, she just causes havoc.
Yeah, she did, and she knew where she was going to go with the ball before she had it. So caught the ball, drove into the lane, found her teammate Sabin KO, who is now at the line. That foul called on Courtney Kemble.
Her first as KO misses.
And I'm not sure what the free throw shooting percentage is here. Let's take a look at our screen. Okay.
Oh, for her or
just for the whole thing down here? It's she was 1 for 4 in the first half. So
she hits the second,
and she had the only free throw. So now she is 2 for 6, and there
is a big travel called.
And we're going to have a timeout, and that's a good timeout by Centralia. Want to settle down and review their press offense.
And we'll tell you.
Keith Appleton, Education Outreach Officer at STCU. I have been labeled as frugal. I'm more motivated by saving money than I am about spending money. I essentially have had the same vehicle for nearly half of my life. It's absolutely practice what you preach. One of my passions is mountain biking, and one of the ways that I can afford to have a quality mountain bike is by cutting expenses in other areas of my life. STCU has given me an opportunity to share things that I've learned with the community. I'm Keith Appleton, and STCU is here for good.
Be sure to check out NWAC on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all the latest NWAC news. Also, visit NWAC Sports, NWACsports.org for the most recent information on schedules, scores, stats, and more. Scott Oshman, Mike Buchholz with you here, and we have got a dandy, the second seed out of the East Division, the Columbia Basin Hawks. They are being tested, Mike, by a scrappy Blazer team out of Centralia, just causing all kinds of difficulties here in the game plan, working out for Caleb Sells, the head coach for Centralia so far.
And as you mentioned earlier in the game, very much a contrast in styles, but both teams playing very good defense in their own right. Centralia staying with that 2-3, corralling rebounds, trying to force the outside shot, and Columbia Basin, tough man-to-man help defense. I don't think Centralia wants to get caught up in that, just launching threes every chance that they get. And there's another miss and a good rebound by Centralia.
Castro flying in, tries the circuit shot, not there. Look at the hustle by Alexis Castro. Back in, down low. This time, Claybrooks had the right thought there, just couldn't get a good bucket. Nice defense by the Hawks, and here they come in scrapping, trying to get this lead. They had it early in the game, and the second quarter belonged to the Blazers. Graham Bernisto looking, 11 on the shot clock. Deep shot, Ramirez not there. And that'll go back to the Trailblazers and their dark unis.
And I wonder if the backdrop is, it's not completely open, but there's some space underneath, and maybe that seems to be bothering the three-point shooting of the Columbia Basin Hawks.
Three-pointer, that time Howard rims out. Big rebound try, but not there.
Elwood hustling to the spot, couldn't get that one to go. Good hustle play.
Swing it over, Bernisto. Back to Ramirez. Trying to find the holes of the zone here. That they do in the elbow. Sabine, little jumper not there. Pick up by Claybrooks.
Yeah, nobody moving underneath. They're not getting any cutters through in the baseline like if you watched the University of Washington. Oh, and the referee was wide open.
She really was. Maggie Sperlin just not ready for that pass. Official.
Courtney Kimball. Now, I did that one time.
Did you?
I fired a bullet pass right to the referee, and he caught it. And, one of my better
did
passes.
He shoot?
He did not. But, I mean, it was just a reaction. I actually ran over and picked the ball back up.
Oh, did you? I thought you were looking for an assist.
Well, I was. one of the few.
30-24, the number 2 seed playing against the number 3 seed out of the West. Here's KO again, working hard under the bucket there. She'll head to the line one more time.
Still working hard, and again showing her frustration. Got the ball back on the save as one of the Centralia players saved the ball underneath the opponent's basket. That usually is taboo. Hit it right to KO. Missed the layup, foul is called.
She hits that. 2 for 5 from the line now. 3 for 6.
Step back a little bit.
That's right.
Move back to about 16 feet instead of that 15. Now she's 3 for 6 from the line. So doing the Wilt Chamberlain technique, trying to find the free throw groove there. Just move. 15's not working for us.
That's
so
right.
Move back.
And she looks good there from that range, Mike. That was nothing but net.
And a little run and jump press. Lancaster gets the ball back. I'll tell you what, Lancaster has persevered out there playing point, getting a little bit of help now against the press. So Centralia setting up, taking time off the clock, running their offense.
5:05 in this third quarter. And Klingmeyer, she is aggressive, and she is going to get called again. Second foul on Klingmeyer.
Did the shove off as she went down the lane, dribbled left hand and took that right arm, shoved the defender off. And one thing you're going to find if you're Centralia, there's going to be one of the Hawks in your way on the path to the basket. They jump in front of you. They are quick.
Centralia playing without their star Kylie Smith. Here's a deep three. And Castro.
And the press has definitely made some positive changes. It hasn't been real quick, but very subtly now, the defense is creating problems for Centralia.
Just gets it off. Lucky bounce there. It ends back on the Blazers' side. 9 on the shot clock. Kleemeyer. 3, 2, got help. Double team, has to release. Just launched it there to Joni Lancaster. Not a great offensive possession there. And there's a timeout on the court. We will take a quick timeout and come back with more.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quaid?
See ya!
Right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
Celebrating 50 years of possibilities realized, Pierce College is here to guide you to student success. With more than 60 programs of study at Pierce College, there's a fit for you, your life, and your schedule, including short-term certificate programs, transfer degrees, and even baccalaureate degrees. Pierce provides flexible degree options to help you on your path. Your pathway is clear at Pierce College. Well, this one has been a seesaw, and the Hawks now within striking distance, within 1 here, as they have the ball and a chance to take the lead, and it has been a long time since they have had that lead.
It's true, and it has been a struggle as they have had a tough time getting the ball inside, still trying to go in there, and Centralia, once again, it looked like Kleemeyer stepping in the passing lane and getting the steal.
Their defense down the block, that time choosing to front as Kleemeyer tries to get the pass. It's knocked off. It'll stay the Blazers' ball.
Trying to get the ball inside Centralia, and the Hawks just do such a good job down on the post of wrapping around and then jumping into that passing lane. Actually, both teams have done a good job down on the post, having a tough time sealing off that defender. And again, Hawks stepping to the ball. If I tell you what, if you wait for that pass and don't step to it, a Hawk's going to get it. They are quick.
12 seconds on the shot clock here. Lancaster inbounding, finally gets it out top, back in low. Claybrooks, good move, rolls off, and here comes the speedy, exciting Castro.
Like to see Claybrook use the glass on that. And
Bayham, that's picture perfect right there.
Yeah, Bayham spending some time on the pines there, and she got good position down there, used her strength, sealed off, and also used the glass.
Kleemeyer wants to get it, and all of a sudden the Hawks take the lead by 1. An errant shot, and head coach Caleb Sales has seen enough. He wants to stop this run right now with 3:12 left to go in the third quarter.
And starting to wear down a little bit with the defensive pressure are the Centralia Trailblazers, and he wants to, I would assume, go back and review. Let's not be taking the quick shots. Let's run some clock.
EBCC trivia time. Why do some of the region's best athletes choose Everett Community College every year? Well, look around you. They get to use this gym, and it is a beauty. Register now for spring classes at everettcc.com. Of course, the Walt Price Fitness Center, it is a fantastic facility, Mike Buchholz.
Good facility, and Everett CC, the women's team, will be playing here later on today under the leadership of Chet Hovde, who has been here for quite some time. They got a record, I believe, of 20-6, one of the contenders this year for the championship.
Deep corner pocket. Got it! And that's Sabine KO.
And one of the things we talked about in the first half was, would Centralia be able to weather the storm, or would they wear down? And let's see if they can do something now to make a comeback on their own against this pressure defense.
KO 11 points as Lancaster drives and then pops it out and hits it. Huge shot, 3-ball.
Heady play
from
by
Connolly.
Heady play by Lancaster to find her open teammate in the corner there.
Conley. Big shot. There's the over. Back up. Sarah Ramirez. And that was Conley, by the way, Mike, and the Trailblazers. Her first bucket of the game is a 3. 2:04 left to go in the third as Ramirez heads to the line.
And Ramirez down there pounding the glass, and one of the few times that second chance effort for Columbia Basin, as Centralia has done a good job on the defensive glass, but as that defensive pressure keeps up, as again, one of the things we're watching is to see if Centralia is going to wear down here.
Ramirez hits both of them. And 5 points for Sarah Ramirez now. Had a couple buckets in the first half. Lancaster, she was the leading scorer for the Trailblazers. Gets it back off. Howard, good defense. Here come the Hawks. Now up by 3. Can they make it more? Castro. Sabine bails her out. KO. Reset.
Yeah, a bit of a prayer by Castro. She went down hoping to draw the foul. Just hucked one up, and another offensive rebound, though.
Deep 3 with somebody in her grill, not there, but KO, a big rebound. It's taken away, though, by Kayla Howard. The sophomore says, give me that. 1:18 left to go in the third quarter. A big third quarter by the Hawks. There's another big steal. Castro puts them up by 5.
Now Lancaster is going to have to try to mentally recover after getting her pocket picked. As I mentioned, she's going to need some help, and here's some help, and here comes the double team. Castro, wow, and she came and picked the ball aware, threw it back in, but just got her little tippy toes on the line there. She's going to get a well-deserved rest here.
54.1 in the third quarter left here, 21 on the shot clock, and Kimball, she dribbled right into that trap.
Well, Castro quickly coming from the backside. It's up to your teammate to tell you that the double team is coming, and I'm not sure the Lancaster right now has the breath to be able to, as she's worked so hard. And I don't think she's had a rest this game. I think she's played the whole game, and against this tough defensive pressure. Another turnover there by Centralia.
And Kimball, yeah, tried to get it there. Lancaster, she has played 27 of 27 games. She has started. She's the workhorse there as the Hawks now come back. A huge third quarter for them, 38-33, and are taking back control. It's a game of runs, and right now CBC on a big one. This could add to it. Back rim.
Lancaster sprinting for the ball, had the inside position, and she gets fouled on the rebound. So the threes still not consistently dropping here for Columbia Basin, and if Centralia can keep them from consistently hitting the threes and working the ball inside out at the other end, So they need to take the last shot here as the clock's winding down.
Way out in the front court there. Lancaster again just putting up with all kinds of tenacious defense there. And they'll get the ball back with 14.5 left in this third quarter.
And again, you see the body on her, and that wears you down over time if the officials are not going to call that. And again,
what hustle! Graham Bernisto, she's in the third row, trying to hustle and get that ball. 9.2 left to go in this third quarter as the Trailblazers trying to figure out and get a good look here in the closing seconds.
Graham Bernisto and Castro, similar kinds of defensive players. There's a turnover.
Ramirez. One, try to get a shot. Is it off? It is, and it's good, and just in the ball game is number 10, Nayalot Gulch, and she hits it, the sophomore from Kennewick. It's just the third quarter, but always fun to hit one at the buzzer.
Well, and more important, one of the things that as a coach that I look for is who has the arrow. Centralia had an opportunity to take the last shot. They did not get the last shot. Instead, it goes to Columbia Basin. They have the arrow to start the fourth quarter as well.
Yo, ready to play?
As a financial cooperative founded by teachers, STCU, the Spokane Teachers Credit Union, is happy to support the students of the community colleges of Washington. You can join our not-for-profit credit union if you live, work, attend school, or worship anywhere in Washington. STCU congratulates the athletes, coaches, and fans enjoying today's matches. As a financial cooperative founded by teachers, we salute our efforts, your efforts, on the court and in the classroom. Students, workers, and residents of Washington are invited to join our not-for-profit credit union, STCU, the Spokane Teachers Credit Union. Start of the fourth quarter. Who's going to go on and who's going to go home?
Big possession right here as the Columbia Basin Hawks scored at the end of the quarter and get the ball back. This could be a real problem here for Centralia if they score.
Graham Bernisto.
In essence, that's a 5-point play, scoring at the end of the quarter and now having the ball back. That pushes the lead up to 10. Tough road right now for Centralia. They need to answer here.
Big second half. They go in, and that will give the Trailblazers a little back with Claybrooks with a tough shot, only 4 in the first half. Her first bucket tonight, she heads to the line.
Again, fronting the post and through over the top. No weak side help that time. And Claybrooks comes up with the big basket for Centralia.
He drops it.
And the free throw.
And that is the third foul on Graham Bernisto for Columbia Basin, so you have to watch that.
And Graham Bernisto at 5'3", guarding the 6-foot. And all of a sudden, Columbia Basin gets a little run, and the next thing you know, the momentum goddess looks at him and says, not so fast.
Not so fast. Conley takes a seat for Centralia. Switching in and out, and if you just joined us or you weren't aware, Kylie Smith, the leading scorer for the Trailblazers, she's been out. She's in a cast. She's been out the last 7 games. So just tremendous effort by picking up those points in that play for Caleb Sales' team.
A little late on the entry pass to the post, and there they come back, repost.
Great defense as she tried to make her move. It's been tough going down there for Majesty Claybrooks.
Calzadillas in there with the double team, got a hand on the ball. She's a little pest on the defensive end as well for Columbia Basin.
Post players just always really enjoy the little guards around their feet and ankles. Big shot again, Castro! And the threes are raining.
Lead back up to 10. Again, big possession here as it's a double-figure lead. If Centralia wants to stay in, they need to score here.
And Columbia Basin on the season, over 640 attempts beyond the arc. They shoot 30.6. So I like the three ball. Another turnover here.
And Sabin Keogh doing a yeoman's job down there on the post, fronting the post, getting in there, working hard. And you can just feel the confidence now picking up for Columbia Basin as Centralia is starting to wear down.
Fake it, back out. Casadilla back out. Mid-range jumper not there for Bayham.
Another timeout for Centralia.
Down by 10. We'll see what they come up with.
I remember the moment clearly.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
I realized at that moment, when we first saw the damage, these people really needed us. And I was going to make a difference, right here in my community. Together with local responders, we cleared trees and collapsed walls. We had to get to the family trapped beneath. As a citizen soldier, I made a difference.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
I'm Keith Appleton, Education Outreach Officer at STCU. I have been labeled as frugal. I'm more motivated by saving money than I am about spending money. I essentially have had the same vehicle for nearly half of my life. It's absolutely practice what you preach. One of my passions is mountain biking, and one of the ways that I can afford to have a quality mountain bike is by cutting expenses in other areas of my life. STCU has given me an opportunity to share things that I've learned with the community. I'm Keith Appleton, and STCU is here for good.
EVCC trivia time. Why do 19,000 students choose Everett Community College every year? The answer, we have fun with sports, live music, and more. You'll never want to leave. Register now for spring classes at everettcc.edu. Scott Oshman, Mike Buchholz with you, and it is intense here. An early morning championship game. Kimball down low. And their hands are everywhere, picking the pocket. Here comes Castro, and she delivers.
Centralia again, as they got the ball inside, and the post player put the ball over her head, had it knocked away. That was Claybrook. She has it again now. Working against
another.
Teo. Wow, what a rebound by Teo.
Second half, she has been outstanding. KO, yes. Great dish, what an off look, what a pass and a finish there by Bayham.
Alexis Castro finding the passing lane, looked the defense off and just rifled it, perfectly caught in the shooting pocket.
6 points for Catherine, good turnaround lefty there.
No help that time. No help that time on the post, and Claybrooks made him pay down there.
12-point lead here for Columbia Basin. They were down 27-18 at half.
Centralia desperately in need of a stop.
Big shot again from Threeland. Graham Bernisto.
Again, Graham Bernisto and Castro very similar in terms of their size and the way they play, and Lancaster called for an offensive foul, made a nice pass, but couldn't stop her momentum. Always again driving to the hoop, Centralia finding a hawk blocking their path.
Second foul on Lancaster.
Both of them of the offensive nature.
Here come the Hawks. They love to shoot the three ball. Tough shot, Castro. Big rebound. One of the smallest players underneath. Resets it there. 9 seconds.
3 players at 5'3" on the floor for Columbia Basin.
One shot, 1 second.
All of them very quick.
Yes. This time, here's a chance for the Trailblazers to get back in this. With 5:18 left to go in the game. Another turnover. Here's the steal. Castro hammered as she goes down. She'll head to the line, but good hustle there, defense, and Castro gets up.
No free layups at this time of the game. Kleemeyer putting the hammer down on Castro. And I'll tell you what, the 3 quicks for Columbia Basin, and for that matter, well, Sabin Keogh, she's listed at 5'10", and she's also very quick out there. So basically playing with 4 guards and a post player.
Alexis hits the first, the freshman.
And you can see the hands on the hips for 4 of the 5 Centralia Trailblazers.
That one
starting to set in.
Can't go, yes. Her first time at the stripe, 1 for 2 there. Just gets it by. Here comes Howard. And there you see those legs. Sometimes that'll show up on the offensive end. Bayham blocked. Here comes Lancaster.
And Claybrook still working hard in there. Got the block shot.
And this time, Lancaster will get it back.
Calzadias got the hand in, knocked it out of bounds. They are pesky.
Relentless. Comes to mind to get it back out. Right back inside on the block. Left side, hard to stop. Number 32, Majesty Claybrooks.
Stayed down on the block, didn't get below the block, used the glass very nicely, trying to get Centralia back in the game as they keep pounding the ball inside.
Claybrooks with 11 now. They go inside. Look at Sabine, turns, spins!
Quick spin, did not hook. It's hard to stay away from that hook, and then she also had excellent footwork as she came to that 2-footed jump stop and went up for the jumper.
11 for KO. She is feeling it. Trailblazers might need a 3 themselves to crawl back into this. Drive there by Kleemeyer. 3:54 left to go.
I believe that foul's on Castro. As again, at this time of the game, not going to give up any free layups.
Nope, 3rd foul on her, only the 2nd team foul as Kleemeyer hits it.
But as we suspected with the defensive pressure, it has just worn Centralia down over the course of the game.
We talked about that. She hits both of those, 71% free throw shooter, as there's a timeout on the floor with 3:54 left. The Hawks 56-42. They're going to try and survive here, the number 2 seed, but we'll see if the Trailblazers have one more run in them.
My name is John Archuleta, and I'm a loan service bankruptcy officer with STCU. I help members that are struggling with their financial obligations. A lot of times people feel as if they're not good enough. Their finances are telling them that they should have known better. Our goal really is the financial health and well-being of the member. We are our members are us. We don't have investors here. We're not protecting the investors.
Spokane Teachers Credit Union, STCU, as a financial cooperative founded by teachers, STCU is happy to support the students of the community colleges of Washington. You can join our not-for-profit credit union if you live, work, attend school, or worship anywhere in Washington. Spokane Teachers Credit Union.
Well, coming out of the timeout, so let's see what Columbia Basin is going to dial up. I would assume they were going to try to run clock. Instead, they turn it over, which is not what Coach Wild had in mind. And then a foul at the other end.
That's not what he drew up, don't you think?
Was on the pass, so they do have some fouls to give.
Fourth personal for Gran Bernisto. Inside lefty, and she has been money here. Claybrooks.
And again, left-handers, and since I was a left-hander, I know you try to find a way and you get to that left block, and that's almost automatic for a left-hander. Travel called on the Euro step.
That's right, that's an NBA Euro step. She almost thought she had it.
It didn't used to be an NBA Euro step. It used to just be the Euro step.
Yeah. We're not sure what the NBA calls. Kleemeyer for three. Long rebound, and here come the Hawks. They look like they have a lot left in the tank, Mike.
Yeah, and right there, it's going to be important for them with the 12-point lead to play like they're 12 points ahead and not 12 points behind. That means taking the clock down and starting your offense with about 10 seconds to go on the shot clock, and then taking your shot.
9 on the shot clock. KO breaks it down, drives in the paint, doesn't get the finish. Kleemeyer with the rebound. Here come the Blazers with 2:42 left in the game.
But still a lot of time off the clock before that shot was taken. I would think that the Trailblazers are going to have to start fouling here soon.
Deep three by Kimball, their best three-point shooter on the court so far, but there's a timeout, and head coach Zach Wild, his first year with Columbia Basin Hawks, but as you know, Mike, that is a storied program. A lot of pressure whether you like it or not if you're going to be the head coach of CBC. Timeout on the floor, we'll take 1-2, back with the finish here after these words.
I remember the moment clearly.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
I realized at that moment, when we first saw the damage, these people really needed us. And I was going to make a difference, right here in my community. Together with local responders, we cleared trees and collapsed walls. We had to get to the family trapped beneath. As a citizen soldier, I made a difference.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
Yep. Back here, the closing minutes of the first of many of this 2018 NWAC basketball championship from Everett Community College. You see the Trojans mascot there on the floor as Castro works all the way from the top right down to the rim, and she will head to the line one more time.
One of the things,
or no, she won't head to the rim. Excuse me.
They got fouls to give. Is that she was guarded, closely guarded for 5 seconds. I didn't see the count. They must not have that in the women's game with the 30-second shot clock. So they need to foul again right away. I mean, you just gave them another 30, and the clock's winding down.
That foul was on Lancaster, third. She's out guarding Castro. Tough cover. And she'll get her fourth. They still have fouls to give with only, that'll be the 14th foul.
And about 12 seconds ran off the clock. If you're going to foul, you want to foul them right away. The clock is your enemy right now, so you might as well hold before you even throw the ball in and try to get the foul called before they even throw the ball in and not take any time off the clock at all. And there's another one. And Castro got a knee to the thigh, and as Howard came up and put a lot of close contact, but we saw her go down earlier and just roll around for a moment in agony, and as soon as she had a chance at the ball, she's back up. But she did take a knee to the thigh that time.
You made a comment like the similar to the pitch last night at Sounders game. Sometimes you might see players
the
down.
soccer flop.
Yeah.
Get out the magic spray and get her back up there, and she's going to go to the line while Coach Wild is talking to his players on the side. First free throw is good.
It is. She's doing well from the charity stripe, as they say. What a player, Alexis Castro. 2 for 3. She hits it. 3 for 4.
Nice job, and all of their guards have done a good job of pressure defense, and that's going to about do it right there as they have a 14-point lead with just a minute and a half or so to go here.
Boy, you feel comfortable, Zach Wild. I want the ball. I want the rock in Alexis Castro's hands at all times.
And I want the timeout again.
Yes.
So.
Another timeout is called here with back here, Scott Oshman, Mike Buchholz. It's been fun morning b-ball, baby, hasn't it?
No, woken us right up.
That's right. We've had a great ball game, and we're just about finished here with the first one. We have the Umpqua Riverhawks, the #1 seed, taking on the Peninsula Pirates. Coming up next, right here on NWAC Sports and STSPN. The 4th seed versus the 1 seed. You were telling me about that in your early days of coaching. You had to go down to Tacoma and hit. You were the lower seed hitting a #1 at 9 a.m. or something?
It didn't matter if I was the lower seed or the upper seed. I always got the 9 a.m. game against the #1 team in the state, or at least it seemed that way. And, of course, my last name being Buchholz and my nickname being Buck, and we always called that the Buck Luck.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Castro misses the first, and she hits the second. Castro now with 16 points. Lancaster the other end, still playing hard. Big credit here to the Centralia Trailblazers. Back in 2 consecutive years at the tournament. Castro with the ball here. Time running out, but a lot of credit goes to second-year head coach Caleb Sells, losing their #1 scorer, assists, their phenom, Kylie Smith, 7 games ago, and he's done a magical job getting him here.
He came in with a solid game plan, and you can do what you can do, and that's about it. And Centralia did about as much as they could do. Played zone, slowed the tempo of the game down, had the lead at halftime, but basically wore down. And so you got to give them credit for playing hard, trying to take care of what they could do. But I'll tell you what, Columbia.
I am strong. I won't give up.
I put my heart
on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all the latest NWAC news. Also, visit NWAC Sports, nwacsports.org, for the most recent information on schedules, scores, stats, and more. As Columbia Basin and Castro, she's almost, I want to call her the maestro out there, Mike.
Well, we talked about her running the offense there, and right there we jinxed her as she turns the ball over. But Howard has her shot blocked and foul at the other end, and we were talking about the game plan for Centralia, playing that 2-3 matchup zone, and it worked quite well for them. But eventually, Columbia Basin able to hit enough 3, but primarily they won the game at the defensive end here, especially in the second half.
And the game plan, he wanted to slow it down. So Centralia Sells said if we can slow it down, they want to run. It worked for a half.
It did, and it actually worked for a little bit longer than a half. But again, you got to be able to handle the defensive pressure, and Coach Wild, give him credit as well, as he changed up and went to full court pressure to try to pick the tempo up, and that served the Hawks very well. And he also went with a smaller and quicker lineup with the 3-5-3 girls in there, along with Sabin Keogh, who's very quick at 5'10", and the quickness, speed kills, you know, and good defensive pressure.
Ramirez hits both of those. Tough shot for Clay Brooks there, who's been wonderful today.
Couldn't get to the block that time and just didn't have the good angle for the shot.
Casillas out here again. 28 seconds left as they try and get it around. Graham Bernisto's been outstanding. Castro, 11 on the shot clock, 17 in the game, and now she'll just try and tuck it away as they will bounce this one out. And they are going to wait, Mike, to see who they're going to play in the next round. Friday, is it going to be the Peninsula Pirates, the number 4 seed from the north, or the number 1 Umpqua Riverhawks out of the South Division? That game coming up next here on NWAC Sports and STSBN. Lancaster drives down and hits it, and that should do it.
And that will do it. And good effort by both teams. Enjoyed the game today, and credit Centralia for giving a little scare to Columbia Basin, but the Hawks of Columbia Basin able to prevail here.
One of the big keys, points off turnovers for the Hawks. Unbelievable, 24 points, Mike, off turnovers, and that is the game, and you absolutely hit it on the head, Coach Wild. He adjusted at halftime, he turned up the speed dial, and that's what took him off in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's hard to keep the lead for Centralia when they turn the ball over 28 times, and, you know, got a little bit ahead of themselves, a little driving to the basket, taking it one-on-one and not sharing the basketball maybe as much as fatigue began to set in, but still good effort for Centralia in there to be congratulated.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them, and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal. And then when you accomplish it, that's the best feeling in the world.
Once you tap into that, I think you're unstoppable.
Medical specialists in the Guard are skilled in CPR, field triage, and emergency life support. Medics stabilize and evac the wounded during combat, come to the aid of civilians in a disaster, and provide day-to-day outpatient care. Medical specialists are saving lives on and off the battlefield.
Columbia Basin, the Hawks, they are victorious 61-46, and they will sit and watch this next game against, coming up here at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time from Everett Community College, the Walt Price Fitness Center. Umpqua Riverhawks, the number 1 seed, against the number 4 seed Peninsula Pirates. For the Hawks, just quickly, leading scorers Alexis Castro with 17, Sabine Keogh with 13, and Graham Bernisto with 11. And it should be fun to see how far they got to the Elite 8 last year. We'll see if they can bring home their 5th championship for the NWAC for the Columbia Hawks.
Pretty solid team. They are in a bracket with, they are one of 4 teams in their bracket with 20 wins. The other bracket has 6 teams with 20 or more wins in it. So obviously when you get to tournament time, some pretty good teams that you're going to be facing. So great tournament this year. Outstanding.
That'll do it for this one. For Mike Buchholz and everybody, Todd Elvater, executive producer, engineer, and the entire STSBN production crew, Scott Oshman saying so long. Columbia Basin Hawks 61 and Centralia Trailblazers 46.